At the moment, I'm in Istanbul, and I'm uh, awaiting the sound of the voice of the azan telling the city that the first day of the Ramadan fast is over and iftar can begin. But while waiting, at any minute now, uh, the prayers will be heard. But while I'm doing that, I'm reading through the comments on YouTube, and Frank Maxwell has pointed out. I did a piece a short while ago about the cowardice of Trump and Vance, and Zelensky. Frank Maxwell says Zelensky should have said to Vance, "I'm talking to the organ grinder, not the monkey," and it amuses me to think of Vance on Grinder. Somehow, I can imagine. I think it's a very very entertaining theme. I can imagine J.D. Vance on Grinder, evidently sort of extravagantly, endlessly feasting on nuts, maybe nibbling someone else's nuts. I cannot imagine him being a very obedient or extremely pleasant Grinder associate. But if you've got an organ grinder, then let's hope you're saddled with a much nicer monkey than this objectionable ape, who is this thing in the Oval Office. And J.D. Vance's role in that confrontation was conspicuously sycophantic, performing for an audience of one, Donald Trump. Oh, like me, like me, like me. The metaphor of that organ grinder and the monkey, I I think a beautiful moment vividly portrayed in Fantasia 2000's Rhapsody in Blue segment. And in that scene, a bit park monkey is animated with exaggerated servile movements by Eric Goldberg, I think, reinforcing its status as an accessory rather than an autonomous actor. And this encapsulates Vance's role in the Trumpian theatre, performing set pieces designed to amuse and embolden his master rather than offering any original strategic insights. Vance was parroting Kremlin talking points. It wasn't surprising that they'd invited TASS in. We're only going to have select media who like us, said Trump. And then in comes TASS, who broadcast the entire explosive event live on sort of Kremlin media, as if they knew that it was going to be sensational. And Vance was there, portraying Ukraine as a lost cause and framing Zelensky as ungrateful for American assistance. His presence in the Oval Office served less as a serious policy intervention and more as an exercise in reinforcing Trump's transactional view of international relations. As Malcolm Nance aptly notes, the entire spectacle amounts to the single most disgraceful display of any president of the United States of America, of American history, bar none. And speculation abounds regarding who advised Zelensky to cut the meeting short. Some reports suggest that the Senator Rubio, notably silent during the exchange, found his voice and played a behind-the-scenes role in managing Zelensky's response and exit. Rubio's tactical silence may have been part of a broader Republican strategy to let Trump and Vance take the lead while he positioned himself as some sort of sweeper-upper. Zelensky's decision to leave, though, rather than endure further humiliation, was undoubtedly the right thing to do. I think very brave. On the one hand, it reinforced his position as a leader who refuses to bow to intimidation. On the other, it's left Ukraine in an even more precarious position, given Trump's unpredictable stance on military aid. And the fallout has been immediate. Reports indicate that Trump is now considering cutting off all military assistance to Ukraine. And without crucial defense systems like Patriot missiles, Ukrainian cities are dangerously exposed. The episode has prompted renewed discussion about Europe's unhealthy reliance on American support. And as Phillips O'Brien, in a rather brilliant piece with Oh, what was his name? The O'Brien fellow. Is Phillips? I think it's Phillips O'Brien of St Andrews University has argued Europe's relationship with the US under Trump increasingly resembles an abusive partnership, one defined by coercion, fear, and humiliation. Trump's tactics, ranging from economic threats to diplomatic blackmail, have effectively made European leaders afraid to assert their own strategic interests. I mean, if Trump can do this to Zelensky yesterday, what is he going to do to Starmer and to Macron tomorrow? Europe has the resources to play a larger role in Ukraine's defence, and the EU's economy dwarfs Russia's, and its collective defence spending is substantial. The problem is not capability but political will. Instead of continually pressing snooze on the alarm, European leaders need to confront the reality that Trump's America can no longer be relied upon as a stable partner, and the time has come for Europe to establish independent security mechanisms, expand weapons production, and invest in defensive capabilities that reduce reliance on the shifting whims of people in the Oval Office. Zelensky's confrontation with Trump and Vance was an explosive moment that revealed deep fractures in Western unity. And J.D. Vance's role in the debacle was that of a mere functionary, a poodle, a sycophant, a monkey, twiddling with his nuts. As it's the real question now is whether Europe can break free from the monkey nuts, from its dependence on American leadership, and forge a path of strategic self-sufficiency. Zelensky may have overplayed his hand in the Oval Office, but his instinct to push back rather than submit should serve as an example for Europe, and the era of waiting for American benevolence must be over. It's time for Europe to stand on its own, I'm afraid.